Welcome to Jakook Are Dating. Hope you're all doing well, Jakook fans. Today I bring you a video full of happiness, tenderness, and surprises because yes, our Jakook is back. And when I say back, I don't mean they're causing trouble, but they're back to share the Jakook interactions we've all been missing with the public. And here, as I always say, it's all about patience. Waiting calmly because sooner or later they will bring back the moments we love. The relationship between Jimin and Jungkook has always been one of the hottest topics in the ARMY world. No matter how much time passes, there's always something about the two of them that feels different, something that's hard to explain in words, but can be felt in every camera shot, every joke, and every little moment they unconsciously give to their fans. Many people call it chemistry, while others see it as a deep closeness that only two people who trust each other completely can have. But this time, surprising news emerged when Jimin finally said something to Jungkook. A simple sentence, but one with a meaning far greater than what appears on the surface. It all started with a small moment behind the scenes, an interaction that was initially unnoticed by the staff until it was leaked and became a topic of widespread discussion. Jimin, who is known for being gentle and empathetic, approached Jungkook with a serious but warm expression. Jungkook, who was preparing for practice at the time, seemed a little surprised when Jimin called his name in a tone that was different from usual. There was an emotional weight there, something that made the situation feel deeper than just a conversation between members. The staff in the room admitted that the atmosphere suddenly became quiet. Jimin stood in front of Jungkook, as if gathering his courage. And that's when the words came out. Words that made many people fall silent. Even those who heard them directly thought they had misheard. Jimin said in a low voice, "You know, I've always believed in you, even when you doubted yourself." The sentence may sound simple, but if you've followed their long journey, you know it had a huge impact. Since their debut, Jungkook has always been the golden magne, someone who is talented, strong, and very disciplined. But few people understood his fears and doubts. And behind it all, Jimin has always been there to calm Jungkook down, providing warmth when the pressure became too much. From the way Jimin hugged Jungkook after a difficult performance, to the way he listened to every little complaint without judgment, everything showed an emotional closeness that couldn't be faked. This statement felt like the culmination of all that support. For Jungkook, those words weren't just words. They were validation from someone he deeply respects. Staff who witnessed the moment said Jungkook bowed his head, as if trying to hide his emotions. Even a few seconds later, he took a deep breath and said, "Hyung, that means a lot." His voice was almost trembling, but it was sincere. After the conversation, the two sat side by side. There were no cameras, no cheering fans, no grand stage, just two people who understood each other in silence. And it was precisely in that silence that their bond felt strongest. Many believe that moments like this are clear evidence of Jakook's closeness. It's not just fan service, not just cute interactions in front of the camera, but an emotional connection built on mutual trust over the years. The staff even said that Jimin and Jungkook's relationship is deeper than what the public sees. They are each other's safe place, especially when career pressures, fan expectations, and work demands become overwhelming. Jungkook is often seen relying on Jimin for comfort, while Jimin feels the need to protect Jungkook, not because he has to, but because he wants to. That moment then spread quietly among those who witnessed it. And as usual, when something emotional involving Jikook happens, ARMY immediately goes wild. Many consider Jimin's statement this time to be the clearest proof that Jungkook has a special place in Jimin's life. Even longtime Jakook fans said that the sentence felt like an indirect admission of how important Jungkook is to Jimin. And if we look back at their long journey, This statement feels like the culmination of everything that has happened. From their stressful trainee days, from their struggles in the early days of their debut, from the laughter and tears they shared during practice, everything leads to one conclusion: their closeness is not a coincidence. Many interpret that Jimin is not only encouraging Jungkook, but also acknowledging something he has felt for a long time: that Jungkook is the person he trusts more than anyone else. Some fans also discussed Jungkook's expression after hearing the sentence. There was a part of him that looked touched, as if Jimin had just said something he had wanted to hear for a long time. Jungkook often hides his emotions with a small laugh or a joke, but this time, he couldn't hide his feelings. And that's what made this moment feel so real. After that, the two returned to practicing as usual, but the staff said that their energy seemed different. They seemed more united, more in sync, as if that short conversation had strengthened their bond. Many called it the strongest proof of Jikook this year, not because it was something big or dramatic, but precisely because of its simplicity. Real love and trust don't always have to be expressed grandly. Sometimes, a single honest sentence that comes from the heart is enough. For Jikook fans, this is one of those moments that will be remembered for a long time. Not only as proof of their closeness, but as a reminder that a relationship between two people cannot be judged by what is seen on the surface. There are layers of emotion that are not always revealed on camera, and this time, we were given the opportunity to see a little of what is hidden. Is this a sign that Jikook is growing stronger? Many believe so. And if we look at the way Jimin looked at Jungkook after that conversation, we can sense something that is difficult to explain: a mixture of affection, concern, and pride. Meanwhile, Jungkook looked calmer, as if he had gained new strength from Jimin's words. One thing is certain: this moment reinforces that their relationship is not just a rumor, not just fan speculation, but a real bond built on trust, love, and mutual care. And for many, this is the strongest proof of Jikook that has ever existed. And that's when the words came out. Words that made many people fall silent. Even those who heard them directly thought they had misheard. Jimin said in a low voice, "You know, I've always believed in you, even when you doubted yourself." The sentence may sound simple, but if you've followed their long journey, you know it had a huge impact. Since their debut, Jungkook has always been the golden magne, someone who is talented, strong, and very disciplined. But few people understood his fears and doubts. And behind it all, Jimin has always been there to calm Jungkook down, providing warmth when the pressure became too much. From the way Jimin hugged Jungkook after a difficult performance,